We're actually live, and okay, I think you should lower the one that you are using. I don't know. Let me see. Okay, thank you. Welcome to viewers. Welcome to another episode of Opinion Boss. And actually, Opinion Boss is a platform where we all share ideas and we discuss issues affecting our society, social, cultural, and economic issues that are actually fixing us as a country, and how we can swear help ourselves by sharing those ideas, those fundamental ideas, that will actually help us as individuals and at the same time as people living in a country, so or in a continent. Today we'll be discussing one of the most fundamental, a little bit complicated issues, like as many scholars might define it, actually that have to do with religion that we all embraced in these late years in Africa, most especially Nigeria also, because many of us will be using Nigeria as a case study to actually narrate how religions have actually underdeveloped us as a country, and the same thing, how religions have actually promote that division that is right here in Africa or among Black race, and so on. So with me, I have Kelly Coco all the way from Germany, and he will definitely be laying emphasis on most of these issues that relates with religious leaders in Africa, and also religion as an ethnic, just religion as you can see it. And also we also have Abidin or Lawale all the way from Port Harcourt in Nigeria actually, and he will also be telling us from his own opinion what he thinks about religion, and how religion is actually in these recent years, how religions have actually affected us as individuals, as people, and the same time as in our society in general. So Abedi, thank you so much. I really do appreciate. Thanks for your coming. Thanks for your time with us. For making that this time out of your busy schedules to actually join us today. I really do appreciate.
You're welcome. Good evening, viewers all over the world.
Okay. At the same time, also we also have Kelly, Kelly Coco from Germany. I thanks so much. Thanks for chance for joining us this evening.
Well, my brother. Yeah. I'll
Okay. Okay, thank you. So now we're discussing about we're actually talking about religion, okay, and religion and religion's leaders in the society, and we will also be focusing more on Africa as a case study, and making the examples maybe in comparison between the Western world and also Africa, if we want to, or if you want to. And without wasting time, let's go straight. What is your idea, of what is your opinion when it comes to religion in Africa or Nigeria as a case study?
Thank you, Mr. Host. Let me quickly make a little bit background to religion in Nigeria. Nigeria is divided grossly between Christian, Muslim, Islam, and traditional religion. So the northern part of Nigeria is mostly or predominantly the Muslim part, and it is shared between the northern and the western side, which is the Yorubas. While the Igbos and the Niger Delta are mainly they are mainly the Christian part, So according to report in 2019 or or thereabout. Muslims shared about 51.6% of the entire population of Nigeria, while Christian is about 46.9%. And traditional religion, try to understand, traditional religion, which is our own religion before Islam and Christianity was introduced to us, is just 9%. So which means we have totally abandoned our own religion for this Western religion, which is Christianity and Islam. So this is, this is just like a background to religion generally in Nigeria. Thank you.
Okay. Just hold on a bit. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you, Abe Kelly. Thank you for that emphasis that you just your contribution or ideas defining what religion is actually all about. At the same time, with these recent years, with these recent statistics, how Nigeria actually have increased when it comes to different kind of religions that we practice in Africa and also in Africa and also Nigeria. Let me go with Abedi. We want you also to share lights on what you understand by religion and religion in Africa. How do you think? Do you think that religion in Africa have actually been a positive step in contributing to Africa development, or what is your opinion on religion?
Thank you so much, Mr. Timothy. I'll start by saying, what is religion? Let's start from there. What is religion? Then after what is religion, what is our own religion? What is our religion? Because we have religion, we have our own religion. Now, firstly, religion is the way we communicate to God. And before the advent of the pre-colonial masters, we had our own way of communicating to God. Just like what he has said earlier, which is our traditional way of communicating to God. That is our own religion. Before they brought Islamic and the Christianity. Just like what he has said, the total number of, the Islamic followers, or let me say the Muslims in Nigeria, is, ranging between 50% to 54%, which Christianity is lesser than that. And it's like that because in the northern part of Nigeria, they are mostly Muslims, and they have the highest population in Nigeria. And we can share Christianity and Islamic religion between, people of the West. What I mean by the West is the Southwest, which is, okay, I'll give you an example from Ogun State, Ondo State, Osun State, Ekiti State, or your state. You can see, in a compound where you have a Christian and a Muslim. So in the western part of Nigeria, you have people who are Christians and at the same time they are Muslims. So that means they share, the religion there in the West, in the Southwest. I hope you're getting my point. Then when you come to the South, which is where I stay, and the Southeast, which is and the eastern part of Nigeria, which is the Igbo people. They are mostly Christians. They have Muslims also. They are mostly Christians. Even in this Niger Delta, they have Muslims. Okay, example of Alhaji Asari Dokupo is a Muslim.
Yeah.
But he's from Bayelsa. You understand what I'm trying to say? So what I'm trying to say is the eastern part of Nigeria are mostly Christians. The northern part of Nigeria are mostly Muslims. And as a result of their population, that's why they are higher in number than the Christians. So the western part of Nigeria are Muslims and Christians. I was born as a Muslim, but I am now a Christian. You understand? So what I'm trying to say is, yes, it's a choice, because we have freedom of religion.
Man,
You understand? Okay, what I'm saying in essence is, religion is the way we communicate to God. And before they brought Islamic and Christianity. We were communicating to God in a way which is our religion, from, to Yorubas, where I come from. We have, Ifa, which is Google. I call it Google. You can easily, we have people who, that is their job. You meet with them, you say, okay, please, I want to know this and this and this. And things were going on well then, before they brought religion, Christianity and Islamic religion. So there was a way we were communicating with God before Islamic religion and Christianity religion. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much. I'm just coming. Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Bedi, for actually highlighting more on division or where we actually have those religions representatives in Nigeria between the Muslims and the Christians also. And compliment actually, for you to be born in another religion, and now you have actually converted. It actually show that you have more experience than us.
Yeah. I may decide to become an herbalist tomorrow, or maybe go back to the It's a choice. It's a choice. It's a choice.
Absolutely. That's true. Absolutely. Okay, without wasting time, I don't know if you still want to. Now let's try to talk on this religions in Africa. In your own way, Kelly, do you think that religion in Africa have actually yield that positive impact in contributing to Africa development, or what is your idea?
In my own opinion, no. The answer is no, because when you think about it, just think about the judicial aspect of it. It has not contributed, because the Muslim practice what is known as Sharia law, while the Christian. So, for example, if a woman commits an adultery in the north, there's a sanction she has to face. Maybe they have to beat her up, or they have to give her 100 strokes of cane, or that's instant judgment. Or in the West, it's totally different. We have our own way of doing things. Maybe we have to go to court. They have to, So this imbalance in the justice system is already an error, because we are in the same country, so we should have the same law. You understand? We should have the same law guiding us. If you commit this is what should happen to you. But when not have their own, and at the end of the day, the funny thing is, even the North, that we think they have Sharia law, it still don't apply to everybody. It is just like they say, some people are equal than the others. It is still not balanced, because, for example, a woman commits adultery, they will beat her up. But when Gandoji or Gandola was caught putting money in his agbada, nothing happened. He's still the governor till now. He even have the guts. Somebody who should be in jail or somewhere is still the governor, and he still have the guts to dethrone and Nehemiah. So this is you see things the way it is. It is not helping. I won't lie to you. That is in the Muslim way, or in the Muslim side. But as a Christian, I would really like to talk more on the Christian aspect than the Muslim, because I don't practice Islam, So as a Christian, my brother, I wouldn't lie to you. It is a total stop. I wouldn't lie to you. For example, think about this involvement of Christians in election or in politics. Think about how a man, today the vice president, the number 2 in the country, is a Christian, is a pastor. But what is the impact? We don't even know if the man is living or if he's dead, because he has not been seen outside for the past how many months? Despite everything, he has refused to speak till now. So what is the impact will you say a Christian is making? And I wouldn't lie to you, I campaigned so much for this man for one reason, because he's a pastor. I said a pastor with an ex-military man would be a good combination. to tackle corruption and to fight Boko Haram. But it's not working. It's even worse than it was before. So what is the essence? Think about the division between different Christians pastors or different GO during election. The same election that brought the vice president, who is a redeemed member, to become the vice president, was the same period, the same election, when another GO was busy saying he's going to open the gate of hell to anybody that doesn't vote for PDP. So look at this division. One is APC, another one is saying if you don't vote PDP, I don't know if it's actually the one that opened and closed the gate of hell. I don't know. But this is how crazy it is. Why can't Christians agree? In other countries, Christians political party, in Canada, in Ecuador, in Brazil, in almost all countries, why can't we come together as a Christian, as a body of Christ, and say, okay, we want to be part of the people that govern us? Because you can't say you are, because you're a Christian, you don't want to participate. No, you have to take part, because this is the law they make is going to affect you and affect your church and affect everybody at the end of the day. So you have to take part in that. But in a situation where one will say coronavirus is caused by it's a lie, and another one will say I'm going to send coronavirus will pack on the 27th of you begin to think, is God really talking to these people, or they are the ones talking to God? So I wouldn't lie to you. In my opinion, Christianity as a religion has not done anything that we can say, okay, no. See, now, I don't know if it's going to come tomorrow, but see, today, I wouldn't lie to you. It has not done anything. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that contribution. Don't worry. Today we're still discussing the impact of religion and religious leaders on Africa as a continent, and the same thing Nigeria as a country. So we actually have a guest, which is Kelly, that is talking from Germany, and we also have Abidi, who is also talking from Port Harcourt in Nigeria. So without wasting time, now let me still try to hear Abidi's own side of it. Abidi, your own idea, what can you say? Because moreover now you have the most experience here. At least you have actually seen the two sides, being once a Muslim and the same thing now a Christian. What in your own side, how would you relate to religion or our religion leaders? Now we're talking about the pastors. Like, for example, you just heard when Kelly discussed about the present vice president, who happens to be Osibajo, who is actually a pastor and at the same time a professor. And at the end of the day, now you see the system, which is their administration, is one of the most worst, one of the worstest administration that Nigeria have actually in the record of Nigeria. And the same thing now with this religions issue, where religion leaders now use their own congregation as a platform to mobilize people to support their own selfish interest, in the sense that the people believe them as the representative or as people that should speak on their behalf. But with this set of religion leaders now using it as a mix of self-embezzlement, to enrich themselves. What is your idea on religion leaders, and the same thing on religion in general in Africa or in Nigeria as a case study? Do you think these things have been very positive?
Thank you so much, Mr.
Okay.
It may interest you. Can you hear me?
Now we can hear you. Yes.
Okay. Sorry. It may interest you to know that one of the major problems we are facing in Nigeria and Africa as a whole is religion. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
And I would like to tell you that the religion has not done anything good, and the religious leaders have not. Okay, let me say 80% of them have not done anything good. When it comes to governance and or let me say politics, a religious leader should be, you should preach integrity. You love. You don't endorse a candidate as a religious leader. It doesn't work like that. In fact, you know, it's just that this part of the world we live, even if a politician is not the right thing, all you need to do is to just buy the bus and go. You know, they are supposed to say. You see where a pastor will say one thing and a pastor will come online tomorrow and tackle the same pastor. Instead of them to come, you know, together, you know, to, okay, let's move this nation forward. Let's move this country forward. Let's do this. Let's do that. Okay. I don't want to mention the name. APC in 2015. He came out and said the past administration was not doing right. The past administration was not doing well. The man that is coming in under, you know, APC will do better. Assuming he used the same energy to come out now and condemn what is happening now in this government would have been the best. It shows that, you know, you have integrity. It shows that, okay, when you see something bad, you can, you know, something that is not, let me not use the word bad. Let me use the word, something that is not going on right as it is supposed to go. You know, it means you can come out and condemn the act. But no, you know, instead of, you know, religious leaders to come out and say, this act is bad, this act is good. Anyone that is commendable, you commend them for job well done. Anyone that is bad, you know, but at the end of the day, what they do is they don't say if the system is bad or is not bad, as long as the politicians, you know, they cash out and pay tithes and pay offering, and they are living large, they are living well. They don't even care about their congregations. 80% of them don't care about their congregation. You know, just like, you know, they don't care about their congregations. What they care about is one governor will come and say, oh, I want to do Thanksgiving. Yeah, they bring car, they bring this, they bring money, they bring that. And, you know, when it comes to integrity, I think 80 to 90% of our religious leaders in Nigeria, they lack integrity. And once the religious leaders lack integrity, that means the country is not moving forward. So that's what I have to say about that.
Okay, thank you so much. Now let me hear from Kelly. Kelly, what do you think about our religion leaders? You know, because at the end of the day, when you were actually going during your first during your introduction, you actually mentioned issue of, you know, some religion leaders who will not come aboard. Let me just try to use like Chris Oyakilo, man, because I was actually seeing his talk show the other day where somehow they call it preaching, and he was just saying that, you know, the Black Lives Matter wasn't really about black. It was more or less on coronavirus and 5G. I was like, I mean, I don't understand. You know, somehow our people, or if you still want to reframe this thing to maybe, for example, now the Biafra movement, you see, some people use, because when they understand that our people are too religious, you understand. Now they now use it as an instrument to create trust, you know, to create trust and promote that tribalism. Like, let me tell you that your enemy is the person close to you. So at the end of the day, you will trust me and I will be able to manipulate and extort you. What is your idea on African or religious leaders in Africa?
That's there's going to be a little bit of difference between me and my co-speaker, because he doesn't want to mention him, but I'm going to mention him. I'm going to be saying it the way it is. You know, that will be the difference. Because don't let me lie to you, my brother. It was just 2019. 2019 is just a few months before now that one of them, another GO, came out to tell us that it is better, or to telling the congregation that it is better for them to vote a thief than to vote a killer. He said it publicly. How could a man of God, you know, a man of God should be telling his congregation, millions that are under him, to vote a thief than a killer? Now, he was referring to Buhari as a killer and Atiku as a thief. The same Atiku who looted the country dry. The same Atiku.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Can you hear me over there?
Yes, we can hear you, Abedi.
The camera is not moving, right?
Yes, actually, because I think there is a network problem.
Okay.
But we can hear you clearly. Okay. But we can hear you clearly. Or if just hold on. If you want to go out and come back, I think that we actually, I don't know.
Okay.
It might be.
Let me do just that. Mr. Kelly, you can continue.
Okay, thank you. Okay, go on there, Kelly.
You know, in a situation where a man of God, where a daddy GO is telling the whole world publicly that it is better to vote for a thief than to vote for a killer. I don't know how he came on that idea. A thief, not just an ordinary thief, but a political thief, somebody who stole from government, someone who is stealing the same money that should be used to repair roads, thereby leading to accidents of thousands of Nigerians every year. A man who is supposed to build hospital, and he refused to build hospital and steal the money to establish his family, leading thousands of people to die in the hospital because they are not equipped. Somebody who should give us life for Nigeria to live a moderate and normal life. He stole that money. People are dying in the hospital because there is no light. And now, that same man is the one, a pastor, is telling us. He even went as far as going to Obasanjo to go and beg Obasanjo, you understand, for Atiku to become the president of Nigeria. Telling us, I mean, you know, when you think about all these things, you begin to wonder if these guys are really men of God. I don't see them as men of God. I'm sorry. They are looters to me. They go to the altar to loot. They come, they use our problems. Let's think about it. Let's reason like this. You say, you know, they preach the only thing you hear in their churches is prosperity, breakthrough, financial breakthrough, divine upliftment, and so on and so forth. You know, so these prayers are what they use to bring us down, because they make you believe there is somebody in your family, just like you said, there is somebody in your family, your grandma, your grandpa, the wife, or one old woman in your family that is affecting your destiny. So now you start to pray against that person to die. This is part of the misleading. This is part of the lies they told us. My brother, I wouldn't lie to you. If there is any enemy in your family, that person will have killed you before you grow up. That person will have seen that if you grow up, you will become big. So it will have killed you when you were younger, when your bones are still very soft and sweet. But if it doesn't kill you, if that woman doesn't kill you that time, and now you are believing your pastor who is saying there's one woman somewhere who is killing you, it's a lie. The person who is killing you, my brothers and sisters, the person who is killing you is your government, is your House of Rep member, It's your senator. It's your governor who has the right, who has the money, the resources to provide road for you. And he doesn't do it. So people have accidents and die. There is no enemy doing that. There is nobody doing that. It is your government. Your government who is supposed to give you employment so that when you finish university, you go directly and start working. Then you get married at a normal age. So because you don't have to work, your girls are roaming about the streets because guys are not employed. So if you are not employed, how do you get married? So at the end of the day, same girls are in the church tying scarf up and down and thinking there's one old woman somewhere doing that. No. So it is high time we have to channel our prayer and curses to our politicians. Leave that old woman alone. There is no old woman anywhere. There is no thief. There is no wish somewhere that is disturbing you. It is your politician. Let us start directing. Maybe by the time we start doing IVGs and start cursing our governor, millions of us at the same time, cursing our governors every Sunday. Maybe by the time they start hearing, they will hear it. They will see videos. By the time they start seeing those things, I'm sure they will change or resign or die. Because it is high time. This coronavirus, I won't lie to you. My governor is positive. I don't know if it's negative now. Immediately I heard it's positive, I changed my prayer. I don't pray for any other thing again. I direct my prayer to him. Because this is a governor who has been there for 4 years. I'm from Ondo. A governor who has been there for 4 years without nothing tangible to show for it. And at the end of the day, he still wants to go for another 4 years. If you go for the first 4 years and you don't show something, it is what you build that should be campaigning for you. On a normal day, you are not supposed to campaign. Your work should be campaigning for you. But because you have nothing to show for it, now you want to go on another term. So normally this second term is for them to steal. No governor. Trust me. No politician come second time to do anything. No. They only come to steal. So if you have nothing to show for first time, then you should be going on. So sure. It is high time we start directing our causes and prayer to our politicians. Let them die. Let them die by fire. Let them die the way they should die. There is no old woman, nobody, no family member, no friends, no neighbors that is killing us. It is your politician. That's what I think. That's how I say it.
That's it. Thanks so much, man. I must really appreciate your contribution there. Let me also hear from Abidi, because there is actually a question raised by Abiodun, who he said, do our guests think, religion should not have space in our national policy, or they should simply be regulated? Maybe I will leave this to Abidi to answer, and also
please come back with the question again. Please come back with that question again.
Okay, he say, do you think that religions should not have a space in our national policy, which is the policy formulation that religion should not be regarded, or they should just be simply regulated? Like maybe not without inviting religion into everything that we do, taking our national decisions, and the same thing, maybe lay rules and regulations that can actually regulate religion. And in addition to this, you can as well go on and tell us the issues of the youth. Actually, if you think that the youth at this moment, in 21st century, if the youth should continue to promote tribalism and religion across Africa, religion's division, let's put it like that, across Africa.
Thank you. Let me start from if the youth should promote tribal thing or religious thing. I think one of the major problems, I said before, we're having, as a nation, is the religion. Tribal.
No. Sentiment.
Can you hear me?
Okay, yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
No.
Yeah. I think one of the problems we have is tribal sentiment. and religion. Oh, now because Kelly is a Muslim and I am a Christian, he's fighting for a post, and he is the right person to do it. Okay, judging from his track record, you know, he has integrity, but people will resort to not voting him because of his religion. People will resort to not voting him because of his tribe. Oh, when he enters as out of and so, he will not face us because we are Christians. He will face the Muslims. So the religion and tribal sentiment of the thing is not helping our politics. It's not helping us as a nation. You should vote someone irrespective of the person's religion. You should vote someone irrespective of the person's tribe. Oh, this man has integrity. This man is the right man for this position. Irrespective of his tribe, irrespective of his religion, even if he's an herbalist, native doctor, as long as he has integrity to take us to the promised land. So you don't, can you hear me? So you don't say because someone is a Muslim, I am not voting him. Go ahead, you wanted to say something?
No. You can go on. Actually, we were having some breaking
so
before.
The religion and tribal
with sorry, I think Abidi is having some net. Okay, can you hear us now?
Yeah. So
okay.
Religion and tribal sentiment is one of the major problems we are facing. You know, you vote people based on their, you know, track record, their personality, their integrity. But you see people saying, because this Christian, that is why we're voting. Because this man is a Muslim, that's why we're voting him. He's not from my religion. He's not from my tribe. So the religion and tribal thing has never helped us grow as a nation. Has not, you know, it has never helped us grow as a nation. And someone asked a question that religion should, you know, maybe should put in our national, you know, whatever, you know. What I can say about that is prayer is not a substitute for knowledge. Prayer is not a substitute for knowledge. Religion cannot take a country to the next level. No way. Well, let me use some countries as an example. There are some countries that, you know, they don't practice Christianity, they don't practice Islamic religion. Mm-hmm. But, you know, they grow up, you know, you're free to just worship whatever you want to worship, but it has nothing to do with the development of that nation.
That country.
You understand what I'm trying to say?
Sure,
you know, you don't say okay, Christianity and Islamic religion, or you know the traditional religion. It has nothing to do with, you know, the development of a nation. It has nothing to do with, you know, someone's integrity. I don't want to mention names. We have people who are pastors, you know, at the heads of affairs.
You're afraid to mention names.
No. I'm just, yeah, you understand. We have people, you know, at, you know, a strategic, you know, position in this nation. And people are so disappointed because they voted that person. That is if they voted the person, though. Because they always have their way of putting themselves in. They always have their way. So let's say they voted the person based on, oh, this is a good man, you know, he's not a lover of money, you know, he can always, you know, because he's a pastor, you know, he can always, you know, it will help the nation grow. But how has it helped the nation grow? So other countries, you know, that are doing far, far better ahead of us. It is not just by religion, that is why they are growing. No. That's why I said prayer is not a substitute for knowledge. When you need to acquire skill, you need to acquire the skill. When you need to get informed, you need to get informed. When you need to stay calm, you need to stay calm. When you need to be proactive, you need to be proactive. Irrespective of your religion, religion does not have anything to do with that. That's what I have to say.
Man, you actually nailed it. This is fantastic, because Abidi, actually, we're sorry for the interruption with the connection problem. He actually nailed it, because it is hard time that we as no matter who you are, maybe as black people, or most especially black people, that we are so much enslaved with this religion mentality. Actually, uh, uh, this is the fact that religion should not be a substitute for knowledge. Because even, for example, most of we that lives here in Western world, like for example, if I go to so many churches today, for example, the next thing I just hear a pastor is praise that, yeah, let's pray, you will get a job, you don't need this, a white person will just call you and give you a job. And I just sit down and would just like observe and say like, who is fooling who here? If I can spend my time and my resources with every other person learning languages in a land that doesn't belong to us, just like a Frenchman will leave France and come to Nigeria, and you that speak English in Nigeria will start telling the Frenchman, why don't you speak English? Just the way most of us also question these Italians or the Germans, why they don't speak English. You understand? And at the end of the day, you see, because of what? Because we believe in what our religion leaders is actually telling us. Like, come on, you have to pray, you have to pray. You don't need to go extra. You don't even need to like plan your life. Like, this is what I want to do. This is when I want to do it. That just pray, and everything will just become good. And you see, at the end of the day, most of our people are still on the street. In the morning, they are doing fasting and prayer without going to search for job, without doing other things that is useful to them and to the society. Well, without wasting time, we actually have guests here today, so they are the ones speaking.
That's why I said prayer is not a substitute for knowledge. We need to get to work. We need to make it work. It's not by praying. We have prayed enough. We have prayed enough. We need to get to work. We need to apply. This is what we call sense application. We have prayed enough. Let me give you an example. This is a lamp. I switch it off. And I enter into this room. And this is another light. Do I need to start speaking in tongues that let there be light?
Absolutely.
All I need to do is to turn it on. And definitely there will be light. Prayer is not a substitute. It's never a substitute for knowledge. I can't say, okay, now you're not a pilot, I ordain you, I speak in tongues, go and fly a private jet. You will crash. So prayer is not a substitute for knowledge. We need to get to work as a nation. We need to look beyond religion. Our people have been brainwashed to believe that, prayer can solve every problem. I'm sorry to say. Go straight to the kitchen, prepare my food, and eat. I can't wake up and start thinking,
hello.
Because you said in your word that you will provide for me. Oh yeah, I need 5 rice and chicken. Come now, you may die of hunger. That is not a substitute for knowledge. People need to get to work. People need to face reality. People pray for things that ordinarily the government should provide. People pray for things. How can you pray to God for road? How can you pray to God for steady electricity? How can you pray to God? So prayer is being grossly abused. because of our inability to take responsibility. So we need to take responsibility if we want to move this nation forward. It's not just by fasting and praying. We have fasted enough. We have casted and bind the devil enough. We need to get to work. So the thing is, people need to understand that there is more that they need to do than, praying to God for good leader. You choose your good leader yourself. You choose who will represent you yourself. So you don't just wake up and say you pray for God to give you good leader. You choose, you choose yourself. They have been brainwashed. They need to get to work. They need to go out of their bed. They need to hustle. They need to, do, okay, if your job is no more paying and things like that, you do other things, to feed yourself, and your pastor will tell you, say amen, say amen, say amen. And you have been saying amen since 2020, 2015. Nothing has changed. So people need to change their mentality. When it comes to moving nation forward, it's not just by religion. People need to take responsibility. People need to stop this attitude of we need to pray, we need to pray, we need to pray. You have prayed enough. Move the nation forward. Get to work. Vote the right people. Sometimes when I look at people and they be like, why are you not voting this person? Is it not from your tribe? I say it's not by tribe. It's not by tribe. It's not by religion. This person is a Christian. As I am a Christian and I discover that the person that will take this nation forward is a Muslim, I will vote a Muslim. If I discover that the person that will take this nation forward is, the traditional whatever, I will vote the person. So people don't need to, they believe too much in what, they even believe that the so-called man of God, even more than the God the creator. They be like our daddy, our daddy, our daddy, our daddy, our papa. So what I'm trying to say is, prayer has been grossly abused. Religion has not helped us in any way. We need to look deep into how to move this nation forward and get to work. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you, Abidi. So Abidi still repeat it. Prayer is not a substitute for knowledge. So now you have to believe. Because of why? Because we are so brainwashed. Like when you come here, there are some normal basic things that each country in Western world they do for you. Like this is your right. Your right is for you to have good water, to have good road, to when you are sick, to have good hospital to attend. Your right, most fundamental, is education. And what do we have in Nigeria? We have education for the few, and we expect that prayer can lead a nation or can make a nation to survive. Well, anyhow, let me leave the question to our next guest actually, which have to do with Kelly, who is actually Kelly. Kelly, what do you think with the youth of today? Because we are not talking about the elders now. Because if we're ever talking about our parents, most of our parents were actually duped. You understand? Most of our parents were duped because at the end of the day, most of them, they all raise funds to build schools in Nigeria that today they build schools for their churches, for their pastors, that today or to date, even in the future, their children or their great-grandchildren, great-great-grandchildren cannot or will never be able to afford such school. You understand? Now, in your own idea, with our youth, 21st century, we're talking about globalization, a word that people now use ideas instead of believing in one magical solution. What is your own idea with this set of youth of 21st century eloquent youth still promoting tribalism and religion across Africa?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Before I go to that, I want to buttress the point my co-speaker said, that prayer is not a substitute to knowledge. If you think about it, at every point in time, even in the Bible, there were wars. There were wars that were fought at different points in time. Even in the Bibles, if prayer were actually enough, I think Palestine and all these nations, they wouldn't have to go to war. They would just sit down and start praying. There were wars, you know. There were different wars in the Bible that were fought by Christians. I mean, David had to confront Goliath at the time. He didn't sit down at home and just started speaking in tongues and kill Goliath. You know, that means there should be a confrontation at a point in our life. We can't just keep praying, my brother. Funnily, I think just last week, there was this flood in Ibadan that took the whole street and cars were inside the flood. And there was this Yoruba man that started speaking in tongues and started praying. Oh my God. He was praying so seriously, like he was telling God, you promised. He was speaking in Yoruba. The only thing I was hearing was, how did he, you know, he was just like making noise and telling God, reminding God that, God, you have said you will not use water to destroy the earth. He was just making that noise inside flood. Inside flood that is caused by drainage, by lack of good drainage system. He was standing and seeing people dying. There were people trapped in those cars. And he was just making noise and saying, God, imagine. Yeah, he was just shouting, not imagine, that God should remember his promise. What does God promise have to do with flood? That your governor, Ajimobi, may his soul rest in hell, that your governor refused to build drainage system, that he refused to build, that causes that disaster. And I have seen church members too praying. There was one house burning, and you see women started praying, speaking in tongues in front of the house, and the house was burning. How do you pray when the house is burning? No fire, no firefighter, nothing. You stand in front of the house and you were speaking in tongues and thinking, this is how stupid religion has gotten into our senses, and thinking that light is going to go up with your speaking in tongues. How stupid are we, for Christ's sake? How stupid? You know, this is how far that thing has gotten into us. Before I go further again, I want to answer, I want to throw a little bit more light to the questions asked by the audience on Facebook. I think Mr. Abiodun was asking if church should not be allowed to take part in politics or something. No. In every country, in advanced countries and in some African countries, church have their own political parties. There are Christians political party in Burundi and other countries. In Africa and abroad, in Canada, Brazil, and other countries. So there is no way you can say you want to take Christians or you want to take religion out. No, you can't separate it. They have the right. They are women like you. So there is no way you could separate saying pastors or religious leader or whatsoever should not take part. No, you just have to regulate it. There should be a regulation, not just in the political scene, but generally. Churches in Nigeria have to be regulated. They have to be a good regulation. For example, look at this man who built a 100,000 seat capacity church in Abuja. 100,000. That is the largest church auditorium in Africa and probably in the world. 100,000. That is the size of Wembley Stadium in UK. Church in a country where people hardly could feed, where people were feeding on $2 per day, and you were building a church for 100,000. Do you know what 100,000 is? 100,000 capacity. And people came online to rebuke him and to challenge him. Why is he not building factories and companies for people to work? And he started cursing them. I saw it still on Facebook. Pastor Paul Eneche. I will mention name, I'm sorry. Eneche was laying curses on Daddy Free for challenging him to build factory or industry instead of churches. So there should be regulations. There should be regulations, and if possible, they should be paying tithes. Because if these churches are building schools that the church member cannot afford, then what was the essence of making them tax-free? They should be paying taxes. They should be regulated. In a situation where you see churches, I saw churches in Nigeria feeding, you see, Boski Baoze, putting a member of his church on his head, rolling him and throwing him on chairs, you know, pinning their neck, and those are crazy things. In a normal country, my brother, before the end of that church, police will be waiting for you. Because that is causing injury on another person's body, which is not supposed to be allowed for not even your child. So in advanced country, before that man finished that service, police will be waiting to pick him up. So there should be regulation of what should be allowed and what should not. But you can't exempt them totally from politics. Or no, they have the right. If they want to be part of PDP or APC, let them join. Pastors, you know, do we even forget that Pastor Chris Okotie contested for how many times? He said God sent him to come and repair Nigeria. Chris Okotie, he contested, I think, for about 2 or 3 times. He failed. Now we've not heard about him again.
Yeah.
We even forget that Buhari was running with Bakari before he chose this Luther. You know, so at the end of the day, they have the right to be part of politics, but it should be regulated. There should be what should be allowed and what should not. In a situation where GO is even lending their private jet to be used to take money abroad, to take money to Ekiti to go and rig election. Those are, you know, in advanced country, that kind of church will have been, that kind of aircraft will have been seized. You know, but in Nigeria, everything goes all because they give them the freedom.
Thank you. Just hold on, Kelly. Let me just quickly share this video. Okay, I think this video we explain more to we help Abedi, Abiodun, to actually understand what we are saying here. For example, it's actually between 2 senators, advanced senators, that were actually discussing politics, religions involved in politics. Let me just try to share this video, and I hope you will like it. Okay.
What do you mean by religion and politics here? Can you explain? You said religion cannot be kept out of politics. What do you mean exactly?
So I see that as a Muslim, Islam is a way of life that encompasses every aspect of life. That's what I meant, that me as a Muslim, I can't separate the two entities of politics and religion. I hope I make it clear.
So every aspect of life would include politics, right? Isn't that the natural conclusion? You just said every aspect of life must be covered by religion, so that would include politics.
Yes, I did say that.
Thank you.
Yep.
So if a religious leader, a Muslim religious leader, comes out and says Islam covers all aspects of life, and therefore Muslims must vote for Muslims, I suppose that follows, doesn't it, based on your position?
I disagree with that, because I did mention in my speech that you shouldn't use religion for the benefit of politics. It's clearly stated in my speech.
And if someone were to say religion cannot be separated from politics and it covers all aspects of life, and therefore it should impact on policy formulation as well, government's policy formulation, it must follow from what you say that that comes true, surely.
So I believe in terms of the policies that actually related to religion, right? Like currently what we are discussing about, even the minister had to consult the religious group, right? So there is an element of, especially in these policies, the element of intertwine between politics and religion, which cannot be separated.
Mr. Manap, in this clarification and discussion, I don't think we are going anywhere because we are going around in circles. Either your words mean something, A, or B. Do you believe, I ask you for the final time, religion and politics should be kept separate? A simple answer would do.
Yes, Mr. Abdul Manap.
So when Minister clarification based on my speech, not focusing on one particular issue that is asking right now. So my speech really
forget about that
stated,
particular part. Just asking you, do you believe that religion should be kept separate from politics?
So to cut it short, can you please refer to the Hansard, the speech that I've delivered? Thank you.
I think I'm asking you, would you be prepared to answer honestly, do you believe religion should be kept separate from politics?
I do not wish to be engaged in such debate because, as mentioned just now, it's clearly stated in my speech. I believe that you're not, your clarification, Minister, is directed to my speech. And I've clearly mentioned in my speech my stand as a Muslim, which I see Islam as a way of life and it encompasses every aspect of life, including politics.
Mr. Manap, I'm entitled to ask you, based on that, a further clarification. Do you believe that religion should be kept separate from politics in Singapore?
Minister, I think Mr. Pritam Singh wants to answer something.
But perhaps Mr. Manap can be given a final opportunity to answer the question I just asked.
Mr. Manap, do you want to?
So, can Mr. repeat again? Just want to have a clarity.
Would you agree that religion should be kept separate from politics in Singapore?
I do agree that religion need to be kept aside or apart from politics so that religion won't be used to gain personal benefit or the benefit of any political party.
I think.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, guys. I hope we, yes. You understand? I hope that we actually help. I hope that we actually help. Okay. You understand? So he was trying to actually escape the question, but at the same time, this is that advanced country. We're talking about Singapore debating the importance of politics outside religion. Now, I don't see why we Africans, we keep believing that religion and politics should go together. It doesn't work the same way because religion will be used for the interest of personal gain. You understand? So, any contribution regards to that?
There is something about that man. He was trying to dodge that question. And it's a straightforward question that doesn't require, too much talk. It's either a yes or a no. Like I said before, religion has not helped us in any way when it comes to governance. Religion should be separated from politics.
Okay, just hold on. Hello, just hold on. Abiodun is calling from Nigeria. I just want to hear him. Abiodun, we are listening. Okay.
I think separating religion from politics is not considered to be a matter of national orientation. Unless people appreciate that it should be separated, it may not be something that will probably be relevant to the political class. The political class is not interested in what people believe or do not believe. They're interested in how they can take advantage of the weakness, the weaknesses in the psyche of the people. For me, I know very well, before it's appreciated among the political class that will make decisions for the entire society anywhere, it must be the one to actually have been seen as those who will not appreciate the mixture of religion with politics. Obviously, an informed, honest person would tell you it is an inappropriate thing to do. An example of mixing religion with politics, as the case, the reference in Nigeria's case, for instance, you realize that for years, Nigeria has kept sponsoring people with state funds. You've generated taxes from atheists, from non-believers of different faiths other than Islam and Christianity. But you have continued to use the funds to sponsor Christians and Muslims on pilgrimage. You know, in the real sense of it, that does not promote fairness, because an atheist would expect to get benefits on the basis of what you have given the Christian and the Muslim. And clearly, you have actually discriminated against people on the basis of their beliefs.
That's true.
So discrimination alone is total unfairness to those who have paid taxes, who have contributed to the resources of the state, who we can describe as collective or joint owners of the resources that are being used to sponsor just two maybe believers in particular in two religions. Because in Nigeria, I know there are more than two religions like any other society. Mm-hmm. But the moment you don't promote fairness, that means there's no justice. And the moment there's no justice, peace can never reign. So people operate along this line to create anarchy at the end of the day in the system. Until the people are educated enough, or people are tutored, reorientated to know that, see, this thing you're doing, you can afford it if the economy is vibrant. It is purely a matter of people leadership failure. Because in the books of Michel Achebe, he said the problem with Nigeria is squarely that of leadership. Once leadership does what is right, you don't need to be a rocket scientist to know that using state funds to sponsor religious activities of individuals is not of any economic benefit to the people, and the people need more of economic stability than they need religious stability or spiritual stability to be alive. The world isn't, our society isn't a religious society, it's just a society predicated on social and economic basis. But because leadership needs to make people vulnerable to an extent, they need something to manipulate them. Religion has made itself available as a viable tool. So the truth is, we need to first look at how people get orientated to understand that it is the list of their problems, because it's even personal. If you're I love my religion, there should be a personal level. Yes. So until people begin to appreciate that the leadership will continue to mix religion with politics, because they know it's the way to control the people. You know, religion is about
control.
We are listening.
And allow. Let me leave that out and allow the conversation to continue. I'm enjoying the conversation, so I think my contribution is just what I've said.
No. Thanks so much. I really do appreciate. Thanks so much. So we hope to have you next time. But anyway, okay. Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Said something before. Yeah.
Yes. Thanks so much, Mr. Abiodun. Mr. Abiodun clearly said that religion should be separated from, governance, from politics. Religion is a spiritual thing. It has to be your personal relationship with God. Now they spend, money, taxpayers' money. Let me put it that way. Taxpayers' money to sponsor people to Jerusalem, to sponsor people to Saudi Arabia. If you calculate the amount of money they have spent over the years to sponsor people to Jerusalem and Mecca, it's enough to, infrastructure. It's enough for infrastructure. It's enough to build a factory, where 100 people would work. They use religion as, a control, a control measures, like, to manipulate, people, now the thing is, they be like, and this person is belongs to is a pastor. Vote the person, even without integrity. Whatever your pastor says, it's easy for me to just want to, assume a office and go and meet one general overseer and say, "Sir, please talk to your church member." And I can as well tell you that, if you don't vote for Mr. Kelly, you need to vote for Mr. Kelly. You need to do this for Mr. Kelly. It is not in the place of the religious leaders to do that. Why we have them is to, help us, is to intercede between, ourselves and God. For them, because I can talk to my God myself. I don't need anybody to talk to God. Of course,
any interpreter.
No. I don't need anybody to help me talk to God. I can talk to myself. If I need somebody to help me talk to God, then what makes him God?
Absolutely.
That's the truth. What makes him God? I don't need no one. The same way you have direct line to God, the same way I have it. So the religion should be separated. They should be in place of, okay, when people are misbehaving, they are living wayward life, and you need to bring them back on track. You need to let them know, this lifestyle is not good. You're drinking, you're smoking, you're womanizing, when it comes to, it doesn't have anything to do with, governance or, politics. It has to do with, your morals, how you behave, how Christ-like, it has to do with, the way you act, your behavior, your attitude. It doesn't have anything to do with, politics. That's what Mr. Abiodun, said. It should be separated. It should be separated. You don't use the money, that you're supposed to use to build schools, to renovate schools, and send people to Saudi Arabia and send people to Mecca. That means you have failed. Is a failure on the government part. You use money that you're supposed to use to build schools, to build roads, to buy transformer for people, to make people live well in a country. Then you now say, some people have even gone to Saudi Arabia for government posts more than 5 times, one person, which is not supposed to be so. That means we need to. Some people have gone to Jerusalem like 5 times with taxpayers' money, and it's not supposed to be like. And it's not supposed to be like that. It's not supposed to be like that. You
Absolutely.
should. It's not supposed. You should separate politics from religion. Just like what that man was trying to be smart. It's a straight answer. It's either a yes or a no. It's either a yes or a no. And Mr. Abiodun, that called earlier, nailed it.
That is it.
You separate politics from religion. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Let me hear from Kelly. What is also your own idea on this?
It is actually a very difficult question. Very, very difficult to tackle, because you can, when you talk of spending state or federal resources on sponsoring pilgrimages, that's different. That shouldn't be encouraged. That shouldn't be allowed. But separation, complete separation, it's difficult, because don't forget that when these looters are stealing from you, it doesn't matter which religion. They don't ask senator from Ogun State, doesn't ask senator from Oyo State if it's a Muslim or Christian. They join together to loot you. So it is in our own little I don't know, community that will think when they are even contesting, it doesn't matter. It is, we have to start to elect political officers on the basis of their merit. It doesn't matter which religion. So we can't really talk about, there's some way you can separate. Even in the Bible, it was not separated, because there were yeah.
Kelly, just 1 minute. We have a caller online. Okay, Mr. Gabriel. Hello. Gabe.
Yeah, hello.
Okay, we are listening.
Okay. Firstly, good evening, everybody. My name is Mr.
Good
Gavi,
evening, Mr. Good.
and I want to contribute to your discussion. It's a very interesting topic, you know. Like we are assuming that I should be giving a straight answer, but from my opinion, I think you cannot actually give it a straight answer. That was why that man in that video was actually sounding like he was beating around the bush, because you cannot give it a straight answer, because you cannot separate religion from politics. It would have been a lovely thing if we were able to separate it, but you can't separate it. Because religion, like that man was trying to say, is a way of life. Let's take Nigeria, for example. Nigeria consists mostly of the Christians and Muslims. In the northern part, majority are Muslims, and in the southern part and the western part, majority are Christians. So these people are Christians by religion. So it's a way of life for them. And they are Nigerians, and they are the one that play politics too, you know. So right from day one, right from origin, religion always have a way of influencing politics. Let's take America, for example. You will see Trump after the protest. During the protest, you saw him went to the front of the church and took out the Bible, trying to influence the people by religion. You know,
That's true.
You can't separate it. You can't separate it too, because I'm a Christian and I ended up being a politician. So if I'm going to go out there campaign, I know my audience.
Yes.
Though at times it might look like I'm finding their weakness, you know, but you know, politics is all about numbers. So I know my audience. That's why you see, even when Buhari being a Muslim, if it like when it was about campaigning, they had to go to meet Pastor Adeboye and meet the rest of the pastor. You see, when they wanted to bring what is it called, the man that contested with the Buhari the last election, what did they do? Apart from meeting with the other political gurus, they went as well to meet with the leaders of the churches.
With the leader of religion.
You know, because they know these people who can influence their members to vote for Atiku. You know, so you can't separate it. You can't actually separate it. You can't separate religion from politics.
Okay.
But the same people, these same religious people are the same people that are involved in politics. They are the same people that are playing politics. Like our president right now is a Muslim. The vice president is a Christian. So if they were going to campaign for the third time, Buhari knows his audience is going to go to the Muslim and campaign. Then the vice president will go to the Christians and campaign. They will try to win them over. But these people are the people that make up the country.
Okay, Gabi. Hello, Gabi.
Yeah.
Okay, let me just ask you this question. Don't you think that now, for the fact that religion has become an instrument of gaining power, don't you think that is the reason why the failed politicians are now using it as an opportunity to promote religion, in the sense that they understand that religion will be their instrument to always overtake or to always overcome every obstacles that might hold them in gaining what they want, that is, come into power and enrich themselves. And don't you think this is actually the reason why religion should stay out of politics, why people should be allowed to become, why people should be encouraged to become leaders based on their quality, leadership quality, instead of religion representative? Thank you.
No, I agree with you 100%. Especially in a place like Nigeria, it would have been better. It would be a very good thing if people are actually allowed or voted for based on what they are capable of delivering to the people, like the Western world. But you cannot separate religion from it. Even in the Western world, religion come into play. Religion come into play with the, like here in Germany, where I'm based, the main party that is ruling right now, Michael's party, is called the CDU. It's called the Christian Democratic Congress. You see, so they brought Christianity into it, so win people's heart. You know, so it's even Trump. Trump is relying heavily on the is it the Pentecostal church in America?
Yes.
They
That's
are
true.
solidly behind him. Those that he relies on. You will see at one time was trying to woo the Jews too over. You know, because you need this population to win, to hold any position. In Nigeria right now, if you are going to contest for any position, your first target is going to be the Muslim population, then the Christian population. Because if you're able to win these two people over, then you already win Nigeria as a president or as a governor or wherever, you know.
So can I ask you a question? Can I just ask you a question?
If you are a Christian, for example,
Can I ask him a question?
if you are a Christian and you want to contest as a president in Nigeria right now, and you don't go over to the north to take a Muslim person as a vice president, you cannot win the election.
Okay, somebody wants to.
Saying that our people are using that right now because it's a weakness in the part of the people. This has been a play right from the one. It didn't start today. It didn't start today. Look at.
Can I ask him a question, please? Can I just ask him a question?
Hello,
Can I
Gabi.
ask him a question?
Hello, somebody wants to ask you a question.
Okay.
Okay, Mr. Gabi, right? Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay. I understand where you're coming from, and I understand where you're heading. What you're trying to say is you should be identified with a particular religion, which is important. But the question is,
I didn't hear that.
has it helped us in any way as it helped us in a way as a nation?
I can't hear you clearly.
Okay, no, he was trying to say let him ask the question, then definitely I will still let you know.
Okay.
Go on.
So, yes, because I quite understand where he's coming from, you know, and I understand where he's going. You know, yes, you have to be identified with a particular religion if you want to go into politics.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that. But is that a yardstick, or how has it helped us as a nation?
Okay.
Judging from, you know, from 1999 till now, has it helped us as a nation? You know, oh, this person is known to be a Christian, this person is known to be a Muslim. How has it helped us as a nation? That's my question.
Okay. Gabi, he is asking, for example, he understands your point that one needs to be identified or one needs to associate his or herself with this religion group, for example. But in your own idea, how has this, you know, this kind of association, you know, these kind of activities, having relationship or creating movement with religion to govern Nigeria, in your own idea, has that be, you know, how has it affect Nigeria? Like, how has it be a positive step?
No, I agree with him on that aspect. It has not worked for us well at all. In fact, people have been taking advantage of people are using religion to take advantage of Nigerians to their own benefits. Apart from the politicians, even the pastors themselves, not only even the traditional worshippers. Nigerians are always at a disadvantage.
Okay.
Now let's forget about Christian Muslims. Go to the traditional side. When you go to the Babalawo, for example, with a problem which he or she knows that they cannot solve, but because you have come with the problem, they take advantage of you. Go and buy goods, go and buy this, go and buy that, go and buy that. Let's go and do this in the next. After all set up done, the problem will still remain there. You know, so religion has not worked for us at all. Me, I would have even been happy if Nigeria were more educated, because for me, I think Nigerians are not very, very educated. That's why they have been exploited through religion. You know, you can't come and do that over here in Europe that we have, because these people already understand these things, you know. But even though they see us or still tag themselves as Christian or as Muslim or wherever, they understand that, look, for me to have a good governance, it doesn't really have to do with you being a Muslim or you being a Christian.
Exactly.
What plans do you have for the people? So they go for the best. That was why even in America, Obama was able to win as a president, because they saw that, look, this man at this very particular time, I think is the change that we need. You see, they voted for him. They didn't even care about him being black or being Muslim or being Christian, you know.
That is
you understand? But
yeah.
That is where poverty
remove from the
comes
fact
in.
that religion has a long way to play. You see, okay, even when Trump, when Obama was a president, for example, in America, they can't allow a Muslim to rule that country. You can't rule that country as a Muslim. When Obama was the president, Trump was busy attacking him, saying that he was a Muslim, that he was born Muslim, that he was never a Christian and all that, until the man defended himself, you know. So you see, the people, the politicians, they always look for ways to manipulate these people with religion. You know, just like in Africa, it's of the extreme, but these people, they know that we are very, very religious. Nigeria is the most religious country on earth. So they know that they can always screw your mind. Through God said this, God said that, this is our own person, this is not our own person. Even within the churches, if I was to be going, for example, to Adeboye's church today, and I stop going there and I want to start Pastor Chris' church, but those people that know me in Pastor Adeboye's church are going to start seeing me as an enemy.
I swear to God, my brother, they will stop talking to you. They will stop talking to you.
Brother, you know.
Yeah.
So we in Africa, we in Nigeria, we need to be very, very enlightened. We need to be very, very educated about this. That look, it's not bad to be a Christian, it's not bad to be a Muslim, but our leader shouldn't be chosen because he's a Christian or a Muslim. No, it should be chosen because he has so much to deliver and he has the capability to deliver it, because he has the people at heart. You know.
Okay.
So that's it, my bro.
Yeah, thanks so much. I really appreciate it. Thanks so much.
He has spoken well. He has spoken well. You know, that is where poverty comes in. That is where poverty comes in.
Sure.
Ordinarily, there are some problems you have that with money you can solve them. But because you don't have money, it seems to be like a spiritual problem. I tell you, brother. I tell you. This seems to be like a spiritual problem. And this problem is just like normal 200, 300,000, you know. You just solve the problem. But it seems to be like a spiritual problem. So that's why people need mental orientation. You know, people need orientation. People need to understand that you can hear from God yourself.
That's true.
People need to understand that, oh, this is what I should do, irrespective of my religion. My brother, people need to understand that 80% of their problem is money. I tell you the truth. I tell you the truth. Because sometimes, you know, yes, people are living in the state of penury. You know what that means? People are living in abject poverty. And then you can just, it's your friend and tell them somebody is doing you. And that's all. They take it like that. To solve the problem, bring one chicken. Because I need to celebrate my birthday on Sunday. So I need just to bring chicken, bring gawato, bring this. We need to appeal the gods. The mama in your village, we need to do this, we need to do that. Then take this, take that, pray. And the problem.
Hello, Abidi. Okay, you're having a network problem.
Still be there. Why I know? So people need, you know, 80% of problem people are facing. Yeah, to understand that, you know, they have been brainwashed. People have been brainwashed, and people have been brainwashed because there is point in the land. And so it is very easy to manipulate. It is very easy to manipulate someone who is not financially buoyant. It is very easy to manipulate someone who is suffering. It is very easy to sweet talk them. It is very easy to tell them this is the right way to go. because you're doing well. They assume that you're saying the truth. So people are living in the state of penury, abject poverty. My brother, there is poverty in the land. Because I can afford this thing now, you can't tell me this is what I should do. I'll tell you, fuck off. No. But for people who can't afford it, they just follow you and be like, our daddy don't talk say, our pastor talk say, our this don't talk say, make we bring stone. We want to stone the devil. The devil is busy. The devil is busy in Bahamas with his girlfriend. Devil is every man sees himself. People, just like in Western world, like in Europe, there are people who don't even believe in God. There are people who don't believe in God.
Sure, yeah.
There are people who they just feel, okay, it is the responsibility of the government to do this and to do that.
Sure.
I worked with someone, before. He doesn't.
Yeah, in Germany.
I was even trying to let him understand that, I was even trying to let him understand that, see. So, because he feels, he has, what it takes to, to take care of himself. But assuming this man is living in, abject poverty, it will be, be very easy to be brainwashed and to be convinced. You understand what I'm trying to say? That's it. So that is where poverty comes in.
Yeah, that poverty exactly is what they are using to that's what those religious leaders use to, that's why when you go to any church, the only thing you start to hear is breakthrough and all this kind of, because they know the people are poor. But don't just say there is poverty in the land or people need money. Because when you say people need money, it means you are still directing them back to their pastors to continue their prayers. The point is, stop going to any pastors. Those guys are not going to solve your problems. Your problems lie in the hands of your government. Your government are your problems because they are the ones who were having the responsibility to protect you, to provide all you need. And when they don't do it, you should hold them accountable. One major problem, one major impact of religion on the people is suppressing them. Because even the Bible, the Quran, they have both of them said you should respect anybody who is placed in a position of authority. You understand? So that is indirectly suppressing you. That is indirectly keeping you down. So instead of you standing up to your right, instead of you protesting, instead of you asking questions now, you feel like, okay, you should keep quiet because that's what your religion says. That's why it is hardly for you today in Nigeria, no matter what the situation is, it is hard for you to gather 1,000 people to protest without paying. Because these people have been, they've been suppressed. You've been like, how am I going to go and protest? What if my pastor will see me? What if my church member will see me? So they will be brought down, completely down. If you have to protest, you have to pay. If you are not paying, nobody is going to come out for you. That is how terrible it has been. That is how terrible religion has eaten deep into our DNA.
In Nigeria. Okay, I must really appreciate you guys, mate. Thanks so much, Kelly, all the way from Germany, and also we also have Abidi Olawale, all the way from Port Harcourt, Nigeria. And I must really appreciate. I must really appreciate you guys' time for this opportunity to share ideas together. Because one thing I understand is that this is our generation. We might not be able to actually make Africa or take Africa to that height that Africa needs now. But it is our own duty to actually start preparing Africa into a new path that we actually make help them in the future, which have to do with our next children, that the children that we are giving birth to today. That the same thing that we are experiencing today, they will not also come across it tomorrow. Because people keep talking like, come to Europe. Europe is the best way. Europe is the... No, Europe is just that. It's a system that have already been designed to work. Not that when you talk about economic resources, we are not even, like a place like Italy is not even half up to about 0.5% up to Nigeria. You understand? When we talk about economic resource. But the only difference is that we are the one killing ourselves in one or two ways. The leaders are there that tomorrow, because my pastor said, go and vote for Mr. Obide, then I will just decide to go and vote for Mr. Obide, believing that what my pastor, who just collected money yesterday in a closed door, told me was the right direction to take. The fact is this: religion should be just like what my guest actually said today. Religion should be of personal interest. This is my interest, but I should also be able to think in taking my decision. Yeah, this is my interest. This is what I love doing. But at the same time, I shouldn't be allowed that such what I love doing should influence my way of thinking. Because by the time it influences my way of thinking, then it will become more dangerous. Not only for me, but at the same time for my family and everyone living in my society. So before we go, I will want Kelly to actually say the last message and tell the listeners what is your last message to the listeners before we go to Abidi.
What I'm just going to say is still the same thing. Like I said before, we should just stop this prayer. We should stop praying for we should just pray for any enemy to die, or start channeling our prayer and energy to your grandfather, your mother, somebody in the village to die. Nobody is your enemy. If those guys are really your enemy, they will have killed you before you grow up. So don't see your family, don't see anybody around you as your enemy. Your enemy is your government. Start cursing them out. Curse the hell out of them. So that maybe one day God will answer us and maybe they will die or they will be disgraced out of office. But the bottom line is there is no enemy in your family. Your enemy are your government, who has refused to provide the necessity of life, the basic things of life like security, water, road, light, education, and so on for you. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much. I really appreciate Mr. Kelly. So let me hear from Abidin. What is your advice to the listeners?
Thank you, Mr. Timothy. Like I said before, I want listeners and viewers all over the world to know, especially the ones living in Nigeria, that prayer is not a substitute for knowledge. When you need to take action, you take action. There is no enemy anywhere. Every man's ignorance is his own devil. Where you need to take action, you take action. Just like the example I made earlier. I can't say, this is a plane, then fly it. You need to acquire the skill. Learn how to fly that plane. You don't just get there and start speaking in tongues. We have prayed enough. We have prayed enough. If prayer only can solve our problem, Nigeria would be, the best country in this world. Prayer is not a substitute for knowledge. When we need to take action, we should take action. Thank you, everyone.
Okay. Thank you so much. I really appreciate. Thanks so much, Mr. Abidi, for your time, and at the same time, thanks so much, Mr. Kelly, for actually taking this time out of you guys' busy schedules to actually join us today to share ideas together regarding religion. So, listeners out there, don't forget this is Opinion Buzz. If you're watching us for the first time, follow us on this page, and at the same time, Don't forget to share our videos. And don't also forget to join us on Sunday, 10 p.m. this very Sunday, as we also be talking on importance of integration and other topics around. So I hope you guys actually had fun, and at the same time, we've been able to actually exchange knowledge, what we believe and what others believe, in to be able to confront them and also make good use of them, which is very, very necessary. So I really appreciate you guys. Thanks so much. Thanks for your time. Thanks, viewers out there. And thanks to my guests.
Thank you too.
Thank you so much. You guys do have a great evening ahead. Thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.